All right, we're back live with the passing show on Harrowings with your host, Hal Gill. That's me. We're passing in front of Galileo, coming up on Michelangelo, out in front of the Carnegie Museums of Art and Natural History. We're going to be going in there later today. But for now, we're heading across Forbes Avenue towards the Cathedral of Learning. A small triceratops over there. And then crossing. University of Pittsburgh, founded in 1787. Bach and Shakespeare are guarding the other portal. Different artists around the top. The building is dedicated to literature, science, and art. It's the gift of Andrew Carnegie to the people of Pittsburgh. So, Carnegie Music Hall back there as well. I had a chance to see Gregory Peck once at that place. I was talking recently to my friend Tina in Copenhagen, Denmark, actually at Brøndby probably, and she was excited by the idea of the dinosaurs. That she'd like a picture of Dippy, so I'll probably make one of those when I come back out. But for now, I want to go up and visit my dear friend Elizabeth's tree and monument. See if I can find it up past Heinz Memorial. Left my dear wife back in the Carnegie Museum of Art in the shade where she can rest. It's really hard for her to walk this far. It would take us a lot longer and be quite painful, I think, for her overall to walk this far. Having been half paralyzed from a stroke at the age of 42. That was 15 years ago this fall. Very lucky to have her in my life. So often those things can be fatal, or they can leave somebody in a state of lockdown, or they can blink, but not much more. Heinz Chapel is beautiful stained glass. Occasionally I've gone to little things there, musical performances, always a treat. I wish I'd make better use of my time at the university. I did. But still, just what it is. Dedication. Let's walk up these steps. Back years ago, there used to be bushes growing up along here. You see where the dead grass is. People were living in them. You know, it's kind of shocking. Some dreams are coming back to me now of being here again. I lived a total of 6 years in Pittsburgh, 1994 to 2000, moving away a couple of months after my 6th anniversary. And that's what it is. It's a cathedral. Pretty impressive building. Heinz Memorial Chapel's visiting hours are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Sunday through Thursday. Not open on Fridays. Now, to figure out a memorial tree for Beth. It's a memorial on that one. Where is it? I saw a tree was down when I was driving by the other day. This could be it. Scanning about. I believe it was a dogwood. Yes, here it is. This one to the memory of William Clancy. This one. Dr. Elizabeth Wiley Ernst, 11th of July, 1960 to 15 July 2015. And the inscription is, and if I ask how I regret that parting, it is like the flowers falling at spring's end, confused, whirled in a tangle. What is the use of talking? And there is no end of talking. There is no end of things in the heart. So this dogwood was planted in his own memory, and the monument remains. Elizabeth and I used to spend a lot of time outside the cathedral. I'll walk back over there to where we used to spend our time. And 1994 to 1997, 1998. I guess last time I saw her was probably in 2013 or 14. That's it. The Carnegie International was going on. So, not sure what year that was. Maybe even then in 2014, the year before she passed. She'd been struggling with cancer. She had had significant parts of her body removed to try to stave it off. But it ran in the family. It was a genetic thing, I think. Took her just after her 55th birthday. Heartbreaking to lose such a person so young in age. And she gave so much. She was a teacher of Indo-European folk tales, among other things. She directed the teaching assistants during the time that I was adjunct faculty at the University of Pittsburgh after my graduation with an MA. I worked in the Carnegie Museum of Art, taught German for reading knowledge. I have a German 1. Yeah. So we'll walk around the cathedral. Let me go into the nationality rooms first. My initial time was spent teaching in the Czechoslovak nationality room. Get in there. Yeah. See that? What's your phone again? Oh, it's gorgeous. Flowers out. I miss being at the university at times. Here, switch to that. Operate it. The elevators. Room there. I don't know what this is. This is a Syrian Lebanon room. Very small, ornately decorated. What else we got? Got 5 of you with us on the tour. That's not too bad. The Russian room, Norwegian room, Norwegian room, the French room. Confused. I guess it's on the other end. This is the English room. And it's locked. You can see through there. The English nationality room. A little bit. I guess they're all locked at this point. Maybe they're only open for tours. There's one the Czechoslovak room was on this side. I wonder if they converted it into a Norwegian room. Or I'm remembering things backwards. It's the office of the Chancellor. This one has no label on it. 2, no, 4. So things do change around occasionally. Some interesting books. Little artwork. I remember that. Oh, here's the Czechoslovak room. And it's locked. Darn. Can't get in 113, but that's where I taught initially. Sitting there. It's the Italian room, yes. Similarly locked, right? Yep. Wonder when they open. I have to check. State of the Italian room, the German room. Some of my colleagues taught in the German room. The Italian room, that's where my first graduate school girlfriend taught. Italian, of course. She was Italian.
And then like the other two.
This is the Polish room. I never taught in there. Oh, ramp. Okay. It's delightful, this hall, this study area here. Just set up here and work. Think this is the Irish room here. Yeah, there's a little tiny window. Again, I don't think you can go in. You can see a little bit of the Irish room, the stone. One of my classes I taught there. I remember one of my students was from Bosnia, and she had been wounded during the war there. Lithuanian room. There's the Romanian room. Chechen Romanian room? I don't think so. And we turn. I have the Swedish room. No window, unfortunately. But I taught in there. A Chinese room. Greek room. Scottish room. Other end of the Scottish room, I think. Yes. The stairwell. Now what? I think 2 things. Been through that area. Let's go over to the gift shop. Self-guided tours.
Right.
First come, first served. Admission fees apply. 90 minutes. I'm not going to do that. Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Good. Good to be back. English room. Postcards are how much? There it is. In a second, would have bit me. One of that. French. Irish. And I get one of every classroom I taught in. Many a year ago. Czechoslovak. Welsh. Lithuanian, Norwegian, Japanese, Philippine, Swedish. Did one of that. There's a Turkish, Ukrainian, Welsh, African. Top there. All right. Let's just write this down here.
How many do you have?
I have 5. I taught in 5 different classrooms.
Gonna be 134 altogether.
I'm 34.
And I can always get a debit or credit card for
Oh, debit. Oh, that's fine. Not a problem.
and you'll just tap and hold for a few seconds where the green light is. And then do you need a little bag or anything?
Sure.
Should one bag.
Thank you.
Ready to see. Recording.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Oh, boy. What does the next slide do? All right, well, that was fun. So, what do I want to see next? Well, the commons room is nice. Then I'm going to go down the stairs into the back. This was used as a set years ago for the Inspector Gadget movie. I'll have to see that again sometime. Had it garishly lit. You can imagine. Do I have the stairs down? No, not here. Be up here and around. I can get down there to the bottom. When I get to the bottom, what a splendid place. I'll have to go back to 1994, move in all over again. Shattered emotionally as I was back then, just coming off a divorce and just kind of wrecked because I was supposed to be doing this with the support of my then wife, and she bailed after I put her through school to get her certification to teach art. More or less destroyed me emotionally at that point. But I did what I could with what was left of me. Emotionally speaking, I had no business doing it really. Hard. But it kept me busy. Here we're going down into the ground floor level to again examine my history. We used to shoot down here. There's a studio theater at the bottom. My graduate seminars, taking a 15 or 20-minute break. Research center. I want to just look around. Information technology is here that I've got my first email address. First one online. Started emailing people around the world. The ability I was able to. I didn't stay as good a touch as I might have, but I learned how to code. And eventually we had computers upstairs and I built up my own website in 1996. That's going to be like 30 years ago. Pretty soon, it's still out there on archive.org in fragments. So I walk around, computing labs, classroom, seminar room. There were some big rooms in different places around the campus. I used to attend to lectures. Eyewitness News Electronic Journalism Center. Wonderful. I'm doing a little bit of raw journalism now. Looks like I'm still connected. Classroom. G20. Class. Windows on those rooms. Foggy. G17. G18. G16. Part of my history was played out in G16. It's not the same room it was. Activate switch to open. Uh-huh. And I taught, I think, over here on this side sometime or other. me go out that entrance. First, I'm going to fly up the elevator. G14, I think maybe. I don't remember exactly, but it was somewhere in this area. Vending machines. Is a restroom there? Yeah, I think so. Very close. Making. Oh, look at that. They got a latte place here. Used to have a scale restaurant, Roy Rogers, down at the bottom here as well. See it now. Let's fly upstairs. Please enter floor destination 14. Bring. Yes, yes. Okay. It doesn't even allow me to select it. It just tells me it's going to 14. It's 10:09 a.m. Museum is open. You can go in. No, she can't. Oh, she has a card. She can't. I don't know if that'll make any sense to you guys from just sort of floating around through my own memory. Take a look at floor 14. Look at that. Look at that. Kansas City. Open division. Debates. Popular culture. Reality game. Hitting first. Strategic deception. Is this now undergraduate advisors? Stronger than hate. This used to be history and philosophy of science years ago, I believe. On the other end, wow, it's changed, hasn't it? That was Slavic. That's Department of Communication. What's this? I don't know where German is anymore. So they moved them, looks like. Communications Department. Okay. Well, interesting. So it's no longer the German department. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. One. We'll go back down the same elevator. It used to be Slavic. His no more. These are completely designed. I don't have any buttons to push because you just select your floor and you go there. I guess that's more efficient. And go back home again. Okay, let's go further down. I think yeah, let's go further down. Gee. And then you said it's not competitive. Okay. Gee. Yeah, I can't go home again apparently. But it's been 25. That's not really too surprising at the finding my way back out. Cathedral Cafe. Let's take a look at the Cathedral Cafe. Read my bearings. Very odd. Oh, okay. Not open. No. A little perplexing. vending machines, fancy ones, lockers, many different pieces of memory knowing together. Chief. And this is where we used to go. Elizabeth and I would stand out here talking hours about everything under the sun. Miss it, I miss the time we had together. This little theater attached, 14th floor up there where we just were. That first set of Gothic windows, Gothic arch. It's G14 or 14th floor German department. Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. I remember coming down here with my parents, running into Kelsey from India, who was part of the German department. She was so sweet. Such a nice girl. We're going to go down by the little log cabin over here. Probably represents what the university used to be when it was founded in 1787. So many years ago. If you're still with us, and I hope you are, this is just a passing show, a little reminiscence of my graduate school days when I was at the University of Pittsburgh studying German, then working at the Carnegie Museum of Art and Conservation. And, it was fun. Daunting at times. I had a lot of compatriots who made my day. Beautiful weather today for this little mini shore. I remember I carried a Frisbee in my briefcase, which amused my Italian friends so much. We played Frisbee out here when we were supposed to be in a lecture, showing that we could not be limited. Dippy, Diplodocus. I'm going to cross over here, I think, and take a long shot of the fountain down by the Frick Fine Arts Building. There's the cathedral. Monstrous, isn't it? I'm going to cut here. Look at the flowers. I thought they converted that into a parking lot at one time, but apparently not. I guess it was a parking lot and they converted it into a grounds. Restaurant over there called The Porch. What is Zinnia's? He's enjoying the Zinnia's. Dippy. I'm going to cut the passing show here because I want to take a picture of Dippy for my good friend in Denmark who told me to take more pictures of dinosaurs for her. So it's great to have had a few of you along for the ride. Let's see. Quite a number of folks. Let me just acknowledge everyone who showed up. Yvonne Thomas, the modern midlife mermaid. Geraldine Navy Hughes, good to see you again. Gary Arms, the Inner Light. Rick Diamond, Colonel Lisa, Melissa Luvizzi, Ann Johnson, Lost Vibes 100, part of my board of directors, Emily Roy. So if you are still with us, it can be said that my board of directors are my paid subscribers. If you'd like to pay, that's wonderful. If you want to be just a free subscriber, that's wonderful too. I can always use more the merrier. And I know that this one is a little disjointed. I'm back in memory. I wasn't really thinking a lot about my narration, just giving you a little bit of my impressions as I went around. UPMC Presbyterian Hospital back there behind the Litchfield Towers. So much history, so much that I don't dare try to recount it all. This is the Carnegie Library over there, the entrance. And as I say, Dippy, Diplodocus, or however you pronounce it, was a species named after Carnegie and funded the expeditions that excavated the bones of these dinosaurs. And yeah, not making them like that anymore, huh? Hillman Library's got a new face on it. There's so much learning going on here, so much study, so many different experiments. You see the antennas on top, weather stations, I'm sure. There was a peregrine falcon nest up there as well years ago. Uh, all right, out here. Thanks for joining. Oh, didn't get any comments, did I? No, no comments. Okay, very good. Nice to have had 11 others joining. And